Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been with us before, welcome back. And if you just slid by, saw the title, decided to click on, welcome. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Here on Travel Buddies, what we do is everything travel. There's vlogs, story time, challenges, anything dealing with travel. That's what we do. And sometimes we do a little lifestyle. How about that? So, today, if you saw that title, we're going to be talking about girls trips. Everybody likes a good girls trip. Everybody likes a good vacation. Well, I decided during my times of travel that the best travel vacation is with your partner, because y'all know the things y'all like, the things y'all don't like, what y'all like to do, what y'all just all that. So itineraries could go out the window because y'all gonna have a good time regardless. So with that being said, let's talk about these girls trips. And my last trip actually triggered this conversation. So let's talk about it, shall we? Stay tuned. Alright, you guys, let's talk about these girls trips. Let's start from the beginning of what happened this last trip that me and hubby went on to St. Lucia. Now, we went, friends, they do the, let's have a dinner night, we wearing this color, and, they all have a big itinerary to do their thing, right? And I'm not knocking all girls trips now. Don't come for me. And then there's the ones that, pretty much they all meet, go on a girls trip, and they pretty much know what they're going to do, but not so much of, this is what we're going to do. Okay, that's what this girls trip was. And I'm going to tell you how we met these young ladies. We wound up going to the street party on Friday. And when we went to the street party, because we rented a car, but I was like, it's at night, we in the mountains, don't really know where we're going, we want to have a good time. So we might as well, there was a free shuttle that took us to the street party. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't free, it was $20. 20 going, 20 back. So I was like, okay, let's do this, and enjoy the street party. So we go to enjoy the street party with some other people from the hotel. And the young ladies there, they decided that they wasn't going to come back when the bus wanted to come. The shuttle wanted to come back at 12 midnight. Well, they wanted to stay a little later, so they said they were going to take a taxi. And the driver was like, I don't really want y'all to, kind of take a taxi, so maybe we'll reconvene at 12 and see if anybody wants to stay a little later or whatever. So me and hubby was like, we'll take a taxi. And so the driver was like, okay, because he was like, felt a little better, with us going or whatever. So we was like, yeah, we'll meet up with y'all, we'll take a taxi. So we decided to go ahead and start walking to the street party. And that's when the driver was like, hold up, let's do 12:30. Give everybody a little chance to, because we had got out there probably about 9:30, almost 10. So it's like, okay, so it sounds good. So we having a good time and whatnot. And so we come back at 12:15-ish, and the girls decided, no, they're gonna, definitely catch a taxi. They didn't want to leave till 1. So the driver was like, I don't know. So the other girl, so me and hubby standing there, we having a conversation. I was like, and so hubby was like, yeah, we may as well just stay out here, blah, blah, blah. I said, you don't want to be, we don't want to be in charge of nobody else. So we having our own little sidebar. We don't want to be in charge of nobody. Somebody get drunk, somebody, no. We don't want to be in charge. So I was like, yeah, so we may as well just go ahead and go on back. So the friend heard us say that, and she was like, yeah, she's being totally, the driver's pretty much saying it, so obviously we should do it, go back and blah, blah, blah. Obviously he don't feel safe with us being out here, and so she's just going off with us, right? So I'm like, yeah, so she was like, so I was like, well, so hubby walks off to go and get us a drink. Well, I didn't know where he had walked to, so I was like, let me go find him so we can, get to the van, because everybody started conjugating back to the van. So I went and walked, and so the friend came walk with me, and she was like, this is ridiculous, when someone tells you it's time to go, blah, 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 right? So we come back, get in the van, everybody gets in the van, including her friend, and we all go back to the hotel. When we get back to the hotel, we go to our room or whatnot, and we passing the girl, and so she's sitting in by the pool by herself. So we, spoke or whatever, and went on about our business because we're thinking, okay, because she was on the phone, that she's venting about her friend. So we do that. We come back down the next day, and we see her again. It was like, hey. She was like, hey, and so she was like, I'm going home tomorrow. And we was like, what? You and your friend? And she was like, no, she's not coming. I got a total another room from her. We just not getting along. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So then I started thinking maybe it's because she had a conversation with us. We don't know the girl. The girl's probably like, what in the world? So she tells us she leaving. She's with the manager, and she's talking to the manager, and she's about to be gone. So the next day at breakfast, we see her again, and we never see her friend. We don't see her friend at all. So we like, you leaving? And she was like, yeah, I got another, the night of the situation, she was like, I got another room. I called my family. I'm going back home. I'll be much happier going back home. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, well, maybe you and your friend should touch. She was like, no, it's best we go home. I go home. So I was like, she was like, because if she can't understand, we were all telling her, come back and let's go at 12 o'clock, that she's not a true friend. And I'm like, did we all say that? But maybe we all said that. So we were a little confused about the whole situation, and I didn't want to be the reason friends split up. So the next day she left, but I still hadn't seen her friend. So she left, and later that night, that's Monday, our last night, I finally saw her friend, and she was at dinner. And so I spoke to her, but she was having dinner alone, so I didn't want to bombard her. So they were having drinks after in a live band. So we went out to a live band or whatever, and then I went over to her because I was like, she lost a friend, and I don't want it to be over no foolishness because yes, her friend came, but she just came to vent. I didn't want her to think that she was just dogging her out. She just came to vent about them leaving early for being in a street party. So I was like, I don't want her to think that, it was on us, right? So I go to her friend, and we're talking and whatnot, and come to find out it's just a whole lot, right? So it had nothing to do with just the party, but that's what I felt. And it just came to a head at that point. So the question I always have is, when friendships break up on vacation, is it because they finally hit a head? And I know everybody's kind of touchy about what happened to the young lady in Cancun that time. Some other people had, but does it come to a head, or do you go on vacation? Why do you go on vacation with people you don't like? If you having some type of inkling about somebody, or you feeling some type of way about somebody, why go on vacation? Do you think the sun and the other country is going to make y'all closer? In actuality, it's going to find out the flaws because you actually start to stay with that person, so you actually get a little more glimpse of what, if it's a little, I don't like you because I don't like the way you be acting sometimes, that sometimes it's going to be 24/7 of y'all being around each other. So if you feeling any type of way, and it's coming from experience of a friend that you don't think can withstand a stay together, don't do it. I remember I went with a friend for her birthday. I took a friend on a birthday trip, and I realized the party she was wanting wasn't a party I was wanting at the time. But as I got older, the type of party she wanted, I was okay with, because we started hanging with each other more. But then we went on a group trip together. I found out her party again was not the party that I was looking for. And then when I started traveling more, I found out that I was a little more cultured and she wasn't. And that's the things you find out in your friendships, but as your friendships, whether are weathering the storm, or you're gonna weather the storm. If not, when you go on these trips with your friends and y'all do a girls trip and you go with like-minded people, like I see a lot of influencers go and they pretty much go to work, partially have a little fun or whatever, but most of the time the camera's up there to make you whoo. You sit them down and everybody's just sitting there looking at their phone. So if that's the type of trip you're looking for, hey, by all means, it's a work trip. But if you going and you really going with genuinely friends, because some people I have watched that say they then made stronger connections when they went on vacation with these people. But again, you have to be like-minded people and party alike, and be one of those people that's willing to go with the flow. If you're not a person that goes with the flow, don't travel with people. Travel with your significant other, or travel solo, because that way you know what flow you ready to flow with. Your significant other kind of knows, your ups, downs, your lows, your highs. Your friends, when they on vacation, they probably only want to see highs. They don't want to see lows, because lows gonna take them down. And if you that friend that have your lows and you want your friends to have their lows, vacation is not the place for it. Stay home. And if you that friend that likes to have everything written down on an itinerary and you like to be this, then you might want to find a friend to go with. Maybe a Gemini, because we go with the flow, go with the wind, go with the air. But some people are strictly those people that have to have something to do. My husband was like that. He is a Virgo, so everything has to be to the T. But he realized when we go on vacation, it's not to the T. You gonna roll with the flow, and you'll enjoy yourself more. He started rolling with the flow, letting his guard down a little bit to have a little fun. Because if you always stressing when you're on vacation, you're gonna always stress. Just go with the flow. Life is about going with the flow, and people have to realize that when you travel with people, you need to find the people that vibes with you. And if you agree with that, let me know down in the comments. If you disagree and have a reason why, please, down in the comments, we can talk about it. Because I really want to know why these girls' trips wind up being these girls' trips. And everything ain't like Queen Latifah and Tiffany Haddish and the rest of them that went on girls' trips. Because girls' trips do not wind up being like that. So stay tuned and leave your comments down below and let me know what you think about these girls' trips and why we got to go out like this.